I'm Elisa and I am the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a print and pray process video for you. I'm working in my illustrating Bible and I am using Shawna Clingerman's new set, Together Strong. I'm honored to be a part of Shawna's creative team, and I will be working with this gorgeous new set, Together Strong. You can see here is the theme by Shawna Clingerman, and it is just a beautiful set, rainbows, and look at these florals, you guys. I'm obsessed with the florals, love those, love the colors. I love the freshness that Shawna has in her sets, and of course her cards are some of my absolute very favorites. I absolutely love the cards that she creates, and I love using those in all kinds of projects. So I will be working with this set. It is available over in the Print and Pray shop, so I will make sure to link to it below so you can check that out. Otherwise, I will put you on fast forward. Today I am working in Amos 524, and actually 521 through 24 is what I'm focusing on, but I'll be using this card with 524 written out on it. All right, I will put you on fast forward. Let's go. I'm actually starting with an image from the set that I enlarged. I used Cricut Design Space, enlarged it and printed it and cut it on clear sticker paper, and I'm using it as the primary background for my page. I actually have a video coming up on how I did this, so if you're interested in how to resize and use your printables in some different ways, check that out on Saturday. It's coming out this Saturday. A few of the pages, or a few of the edges, got a little bit wrinkled as I put it down, so I'm actually just using one of my Cricut tools to very gently pull up the sticker paper and then lay it down again flat, and it just makes the most beautiful background image for the page. It makes it really easy to just lay pieces on top of it. I love doing this with my printables because you get so much bang for your buck if you start working with resizing them and using them in some different ways. I absolutely love this card that quotes Amos 524. I want justice, oceans of it. I want fairness, rivers of it. That's what I want. That's all I want. And of course, that's a quote from God talking through Amos in this particular passage about how he just wants heartfelt worship. He is tired of fake festivals and people just going through the motions out of obligation, and what he really wants is your heart. He wants you to be working and align your heart with his. I absolutely love Shawna's cards, so I try to include as many of them as possible. So I'm going to use a couple more to make a tip-in, and I've had a few people ask me recently what exactly is a tip-in. And a tip-in is when you have extra paper that you tape in to your Bible, and you can tip it in with a piece of washi tape on the side like you're going to see me do right here, and that makes kind of a hinge effect. And that way it opens and closes, it gives you a little bit more space, and you can do this with a lot of different elements. I'm actually going to use this heart down here that says choose love as a piece that will hold my tip-in in place. So I just put adhesive on the bottom of it, and the top is loose, and so when it is closed it kind of serves to hold that love card in place, but I can still open it up and read the verse underneath. One of the reasons I love to go ahead and print out and cut out all the printables is so that I can play with them. So you saw me there moving pieces around. Now I'm adhering these hands that are holding these hearts. Love that they're in different color skin tones, just perfect. But I like having my print and pray pieces already cut out because then I can use them just like typical ephemera, and I like to move things around on the page and try them in different places. And if I'm just looking at the sheet of paper, that doesn't always work out. So you'll see I keep trying to use this kind of frame of flowers, and then it ends up not making it on the page. I try several times, but I pick up a few of the words that say ally, compassion, and stand up. There is a lot of color on the page, so I'm going to work on adding some texture and contrast so that a few of my pieces stand out a little bit more, starting with this rise up. And I am using some thread here. I just looped it around my fingers. I put a little adhesive down, and I'm going to put the thread down on top of that adhesive, knowing that I will also be putting something on top of that which will really sandwich that thread in there. So adding just a little bit of adhesive to the page, pressing that thread down. So now it's secure enough in place, and then over the top of that will go this piece that says rise up. Oops, almost upside down. Good thing I cut that. And now that's securing that thread, and it's hard to see on the camera, but it really does help that piece pop off a little bit more. I ended up deciding to mat these words on just some black scrapbook paper, cardstock that I have. That contrast really is much needed on this page because it's so much color, which I love color. You know, I'm never going to shy away from having a lot of color and having all the things on my page, but when I do that, it is important that that contrast is there so that everything just doesn't get lost on each other. I end up deciding to use some foam dots to pop up these words. Again, that allows for some more contrast. It gives some interest to the page so not everything is so flat. So as of now, with one printable set, I have clear sticker paper, I have cardstock, and then I've lifted it up almost like it's a 3D piece with those foam dots, and those just work really well. I like creating those different layers on my pages because I find it really interesting to look at, and I love being able to really investigate a page and look for all of those little details that you can find. All right, now I'm going to start working on a little cluster here at the top because I'm going to add some tabs, and I love this black and white one, and I love the little ticket theme. So Shawna's printables have this ticket theme that is going throughout the whole year of 2020. She's had some sort of tickets in, I believe, all of her printables this year, which I think is a really fun theme, and so I want to include one of those little tickets, and I like the one that says keep showing up. Just reminding myself, keep showing up all of the way with my whole heart. Don't just go through the motions, but really make sure that I'm aligning my heart with God's heart and that my worship of Him is authentic and it's pure and it's pleasing to Him. I love this black and white washi. This is actually from the Target dollar spot a while ago, but Felicity Jane has a similar one that I will link below that's black and white grid washi. Putting in that last piece. Now I will mark off the verses that I am looking at over here with my Micron pen, and then I decide I really want a little cluster up there, and I love the phrase I will rise, and I'll just adhere that down. Pretty simple. I end up deciding that I want to pop up that red flower just to give it a little bit more interest over on that side of the page so it's not so flat. So First I add adhesive and then I think, oh wait, no, I want to do the pop-up foam dots. I change my mind. Sometimes it happens to all of us. So I'll add those on and then put that down, and that will just create a little interest over there in the corner. And now I have space for my journaling over on the right. That is definitely one of the pluses of this illustrating Bible, is that there is just so much room. So I just use one of my acrylic stamp blocks and mark off some lines just to make sure my journaling stays relatively straight, and you'll see as I start journaling I actually end up adding some more lines. I try to guesstimate when I get started, but then sometimes you have a little bit more to say in your prayer, and my prayer says, Lord, may my heart always be aligned with yours. May I act out of love for you and your creation and not obligation. Amen. Finishing that up right there. And I love how it starts to balance out the page. So of course there's a lot on the left there, but I'm bringing things over to the right of that entry. This is my Studio Calico Mega Date Stamp. I love it. I would use it on all the entries if I could because I just think it's so cute and cool and I just love it. So stamping the date right there. And again, that continues to bring balance. Now, Nouveau Crystal Drops. Love these. Sometimes I forget that I have them and I haven't been using them recently, but I got some enamel dot stickers in a recent package and it reminded me how much I love those little details, and Nouveau drops are a great way to add those to your pages. Word of warning though, after you put them on, first of all, first word of warning, you're going to want to test them on an extra piece of paper before you start putting in your Bible, because sometimes you get like an air pocket right at the beginning and it can like blow out a bunch of paint and then you won't end up with what you were looking for. Second of all, these take a long time to dry. I like to leave my Bible out for a good 24 hours to make sure they dry all of the way. So if you are going to have these on a page, you're not going to be able to do multiple pages in a day, in my opinion. I think they end up getting squished, and I also like to dust them with just a little bit of powder before I close up my Bible because they can end up slightly sticky, but I really like the details that they add for the page. And that is it. I love this set, Together Strong from Shawna Clingerman. Of course, you guys know that I love everything she does. I just think she has the best heart. So make sure to go find her over on Instagram if you have not already. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the thumbs up and maybe even that subscribe button. I have all of the supplies linked down below. I hope you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.